Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Fear Field. But before we begin, we just want to remind you to please subscribe, like the video, and also we just finished a new short film called Samsara that is now on Amazon Prime. The link for that will be in the description. We greatly appreciate you giving that a view. It is free for Prime members. If you're not a Prime member, it's 99 cents to rent. And that greatly helps us out to watch it and letting us know what you think. We also have a playlist of some haunted places we've been to if you like actual haunted spooky stuff called Haunted Adventures, and that playlist is also on our channel. But without further ado, let us get into the review.
All right, so Fear Field. We're going to start off with sets and props, of course. Lots of palettes.
Yes.
Pretty much a palette maze of palettes.
Yes, very, yes. I mean, there's some stuff that's not palettes, but most of it is the as aforementioned palettes.
It was very not lit. Like,
yes.
They relied a lot on, like, fire and tiki torches and stuff like that. Now, mind you, it is in the middle of the woods, so they probably didn't have access to a lot of electricity.
Right.
And things like that. But, yeah, there wasn't a lot, like, sets per se. There was, like, a few things, but honestly, it was kind of dark in there. I couldn't really see much of it.
Yeah, and which is okay, because I will say that, like, the woods and palette things goes with the theming of it's supposed to be hillbillies who are living in the woods and have basically made stuff out of what they found.
Yeah.
So it's a good excuse to kind of make a more low-profile haunt that's, low budget and that. It does work, but I do wish there was a little more lighting, just because it was hard to see. They actually encourage you to use the flashlight on your phone, you said.
Yeah.
So an idea, we thought it might be cool to give people like a little lantern or flashlight actually of their own to not encourage them for phone usage so much, if that's kind of what you're going for, or just to find a way. And I'm not saying that the place needs to be all lit up, all of it, but just like little lights run throughout, because there were some lights at the end, which I'll get to in a minute. So if there were lights there probably could have been some, I don't know, extension cord or something ran out to the point to make lights other places.
Yeah. And I mean, there were some sets and things like that, like, were there, but it was so hard to see them. I couldn't really tell you what they were. I mean, there was a few things that were kind of neat. Like, there was, like, a creepy mannequin, like, in the woods at one point.
There was,
things like that.
what looked, I don't think it was a church, but it was a church kind of looking building that we walked through. There really wasn't much inside of it. There was a couple really creepy long bridges that felt like they were going to fall apart with just some, like, real basic stuff hanging from it. Like, I think there's, like, cans and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I really did not like about sets and props was the end. There's like a random like clown section which just felt tacked on and dumb. I don't really like the whole clown thing anyways. I'm not scared of them, and I think it's just a thing that all haunted houses do. And I actually thought that the theming was decent up until that point because it was going with the whole people just makeshifting shelter type of thing.
Yeah.
The whole ending section, actually, because it just goes into, like, kind of like this almost, it's not really a maze, but it's a whole bunch of switchbacks you kind of go through. And there just, nothing happened. Nothing happened there at all, so it was kind of just, like, empty space, and I'd like to see that be something more.
Yes.
They did have some good pyrotechnics, so like she was saying, with, like, a giant fireball. There was a really loud gunshot, very loud gunshot, that, gave us quite the startle.
So with that said, we gave them a 6.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like what they're going for, but it needs to be worked on and perfected a little bit more. Yes, but again, I'm not saying that it needs to be some elaborate thing, because not everyone needs to be, and I kind of like the theming of being this creepy backwoods, like scary hillbilly thing, but I think they need to focus on that theme and just on that theme and perfect it.
Yeah.
Get rid of clowns.
Like, I mean, we go to, like, we've said this before, Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse, their theme is slaughterhouse, and
Yes.
they stick to it.
Right.
So if you're going to do a hillbilly backwoods theme, stick to it.
Yes, don't
Stick to your guns.
Don't deviate it.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, that place, they do such a good job with it, and you can do it. And, you know, don't just throw in things because people
Right.
are like, oh, well, we wanted to see clowns. It's like, but that's not what the haunt is about, you know?
Right. The haunt is about a particular theme that I think has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it was decent, but definitely has some room for improvement there.
Right.
So our next category is actors. Now, there was not a lot of actors, but the ones that were there, they did do a lot of double backing to kind of get you more than once. Not many of them had a lot of dialogue. The person at the beginning, he had kind of a spiel he put you through, and then I don't remember many, not many others. The kid that had the shotgun,
Yeah.
him and another character had some dialogue together.
And there was one other guy that had some stuff. He was saying some things too. But yeah, there was some that were just like there to just go bah at ya.
Yeah. I was hoping to see a little more aggression. There's a lot of actors that just kind of like slowly just kind of looked at you and just kind of slowly came at you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, if I'm thinking like scary backwood hillbillies, I'm thinking like they're going to be really aggressive, you know, and just like yelling at you and just, you know, trying to get you type of thing. And
drunk on moonshine.
yeah, exactly. I was expecting a little more aggression out of it, and it was a little bit lacking in that department.
Yeah, they definitely needed just a little bit more. I mean, I did like the fact that they did, you know, utilize them in different places and stuff, and the place was built so that they could actually, like, you know,
right,
stay in this area but still get you in another area. So
in the ones that were there, I think did a decent job. They could have just done a little bit better of a job and been a little bit more aggressive, I think.
yeah.
And just needed more, especially in when I was mentioning in the sets and props, that maze area.
Mm-hmm.
That spot desperately needed some actors, because for the last couple minutes, there was just no one.
Yeah, we kind of breezed through because nobody was stopping us, and we were just like, okay, well, I guess we're just going to walk through here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we did give them a 7.
Because the ones that were there were still decent. They were still giving it a good job and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So next up, we have scare factor. If you're scared of being in the dark woods, then it's definitely going to freak you out a little bit, because we said the lighting is dim, and I mean that's one thing, I guess. And I like the fact that it's dim. I would just like a little bit more, but it definitely did add to the creep factor of like not really being able to see too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gave that whole ambiance of, you know, spooky backwoods. So, yeah, I mean, it had that going for it. The only thing that was really, like, you gave this, like, spooky atmosphere. They had this heartbeat going, like, when we were in that switchback area.
Yep. That was cool.
They could have used somebody in there just to give you a good jump scare, and there was nothing. And it was just like, meh.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there were a few loud noises and stuff like that. Like, they did have, like, cans set up, or big barrels that they would pound on and stuff. And the gunshot was really, really, really loud.
Yeah, that started. I mean, it's going to start you no matter where you are. And the few actors that, you know, were hiding, it came out to give us a bit of a jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly loud noises, though, which I'm okay with that. You know, that's a good. And when you think hillbillies, you think of just being loud and rowdy. So, you know, it was good. Just more of that I would like to see. And the atmosphere was good. Like I said, I mean, it's just you're in the dark in the woods, and it is just kind of eerie back there.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact, actually, that most stuff is lit by fire as well. Maybe they said there's just a way to incorporate it more. Maybe there's some things where you can't use fire to simulate a firelight almost, you know.
Yeah.
Something like that, like if maybe like in the dark bridge where it's like, you know, if you're not gonna have people there, maybe use like a fake lantern that has like the flickery flame type of thing. Something like that, you know. Just a little bit like that. But I will say it does have, like I said, it does have a kind of a freaky atmosphere, and it was a little bit It was a little bit scary. I would say as far as like kids go, like just the atmosphere of it might really freak them out. Like for a little kid to bring there.
Yeah.
So for scare factor, we gave them a 7. It was decently scary, and it was mainly just because of just the drive to the place. I mean, it is just in the middle of nowhere.
How people find it, I don't know, because literally
GPS.
Yeah. Besides that, but like
I think that's it.
There was no signs. We were driving on this road that was like literally like back road, like
which kind of adds to it though.
Yeah, because I know there. We went to one other one a few years ago, and it was the same way, where it was like, we just happened upon like a little tiny dark sign, and we're like, oh, there it is.
Well, dark view. Dark view.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is really close-ish to this place. Mm-hmm. That brings us into our next category, which is value. So the place is only $10 per person, and it was about a 15-minute long walkthrough. Approximately. We got through there a little bit fast, but again, no one stopped us in the end, so I assume if there's actors there or something to stop you a little bit, you probably would actually take the 15 minutes. We cleared it a little bit under that. And this year, I don't know how it works normal years, or what they're doing right now this year because of the pandemic and all, is you park and someone comes get you from your car, you go up and either redeem your tickets if you already purchased them, or purchase your tickets, then go back to your car, and then you are basically called when it's your turn to actually go up and go to the haunt.
Yeah.
Me and Kim never caught up to anybody else, and no one ever caught up to us. Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they were separating groups by quite some time. So I would say if you are planning to do other haunts, get there early or don't have another scheduled time, because we almost missed our secondary haunt of the night because of the way the time thing is. So just make sure you allot for a little extra time, because they are really spacing people out, which is a good thing if you don't have a scheduled thing to go, because that way you're not going to get caught up with other people. But just keep that in mind.
Right. So we did give them a 7.5. It's a pretty decent.
Yeah, $10 is really cheap. The reason it's only a 7.5 instead of even a higher score, and 7.5 is still pretty good, is just because we also kind of grade the quality of the haunt in the value that you're getting. But $10 is one of the cheaper entrance fees around, for sure.
For sure. So then that brings us to our overall score, which we did give them a 7.
Mm-hmm. So above average. The place is good, and the main thing, I like to see the potential in it. I like to see how it grows over the years, because this is only their second or third year.
Yeah.
I think third year. And this year, of course, is a little bit weird for everyone. But yeah, just a little bit. I would like to see the trail expanded a little bit more detail. Scenes like the clown thing kind of rectified into continuing the normal theme there. There's a lot you can do with backwood, crazy hillbilly people.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot you can do with that. That stays on theme. But yeah, like I said, just a little bit of TLC and a little bit of addition and refinement, and I think this will eventually grow to be a really cool and unique haunt, because it already has that uniqueness about it, which I did like. But that does it for this review, and again, everything we talked about at the beginning is in the links, and just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you've been here and leave a comment, tell us what you thought about it, and any places you would like us to go in the future, let us know in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next video.